Radish in Vancouver, Canada. Radish, I got to just be obvious, man. As a guy whose last name rhymes with the lunch meat, I had the childhood, man. Is your real name Radish, or is that just what they call you?
That's just what they call me.
Well, from one fellow food nickname to the other, it's good to talk to you, man.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks
Excellent,
so much
man.
for taking my call.
You bet. How can I help?
Okay, so I've been listening to the show for a while, and one thing I've noticed is quite a few of the callers are having some kind of struggle or issue in like their marriage. Mm-hmm. So I'm calling because my girlfriend and I have been dating for about 5 months. I love her so much, and I'm pretty sure she's like the one for me. So I'm wondering what we can do now so that we are prepared to have like a strong and connected and healthy marriage in the future.
Well, good for you, man. That's awesome that you are thinking that way, and I appreciate the uplifting call. So I'm going to start your uplifting answer with a negative. Are you ready?
Okay.
There is no such thing as the one. Doesn't exist, not real. Okay?
Yeah,
Did you know I was going to say that?
Yeah, I know that too. It's just like the quickest way for me to explain that I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to marry this girl.
That your heart bursts when you're with her. Okay, so how old are you, man?
I'm 19.
19, all right. And tell me where you met her.
Actually, online. She actually lives in Washington.
Okay.
So she's about 2 hours away from me, and It's been a difficult 5 months since the borders closed. I haven't really been able to see her much.
Yep.
But we're finding ways to connect online and do different things, so it's been good.
So what has tipped the balance for you? What has made you say, you know what, this is it, man. I've had 19 years of riding solo, and it's time to get a partner and head off into the Wild West. What is it about those last 5 months? What is it about her that makes you think, yep, I'm done. My search is over?
Well, I don't know. I've thought about it a lot, and for me, it's just a whole lot of things seem to be coming together well. Like,
pick them apart for me, man.
Yeah, we connect really well. I'm kind of a weird dude around here, and it's hard to find people that actually like understand me.
Yeah, I could see that.
So they're few and far between, and she's one of those people that actually gets me. She's kind, hardworking. She's just a wonderful person, and it's somebody I can see spending the rest of my life with.
And so being seen and heard for the first time feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And being valued for the things that make you unique, your weird things. I've got my plenty of weird things, and it feels good to be seen, right? So
yeah.
When you say, hey, I think you're it, what's her response?
She's pretty much in the same place I am.
Okay.
Like, we're pretty much on the same page with it.
And so fast forward, what do you think this looks like? And not in a fantasy world or a mythological world. Like, walk me through the next few months of your life. What is that going to look like?
Well, when we first started dating, we kind of made the decision that around 1 year we would strongly consider if this was going to be, like, if we were going to get married or if we were going to end up going separate ways, since we don't want to date for 10 years and then it not go anywhere, really. So next few months is probably going to be just more getting to know her, trying to figure out some more stuff in my own life and make sure that I'm kind of on the right track, and then go from there, I guess. I'm not sure.
All right. So I'm going to give you some thoughts and some ideas. And what I'm not going to do is say that you're too young. And I'm not going to say that you've only known her for 5 months. I'm not going to give you any of that traditional stuff. You're going to get that from your friends and your family and from the internets and all that. Okay? So I'm not going to give you those things. 19 is young, And I actually gave up a full ride scholarship to one university and went across the country to another school because I met a young girl when I was 18 and I wrapped it up. That was it for me. I was done. And I ended up paying for school or for a chunk of it. And it didn't work out. But I ended up meeting the person I was going to marry at that same place. And so all I have to say is I've made some big life decisions when I was your age based on this feeling and this, I just know this is it. And so I'm not even going to judge that. I'm going to say, man, carry forward. Here's a couple of things I want you to be careful of, and I want you to think through, okay? Thing number one is there is a big difference between 1 year and 10 years. And so I am really pushing back hard, not just with you, but with all of culture right now on this obsession with an ROI on friendship. ROI meaning return on investment. You are my friend so that you can help me get a job. I am your friend because I'm networking. I want to be near you because you're going to help me get where I want to go. I want to have 3 friends that are ahead of me and 2 friends that are behind me. Dude, we have lost the art and the spiritual connection of just having people in our lives, just because. And so I want you to focus deeply, not on a time limit. If it's not a year, man, we got to call it because I think that's foolish and crazy. My wife and I dated 5 years. We broke up a whole bunch of times. Okay. Mm-hmm. Any sort of artificial constraint like that just becomes that, an artificial constraint. And you're going to find yourself making decisions recklessly. Either I'm not 100% in, so let's just call it, and you're going to break up with someone who may be a lifelong friend, or someone who's going to be your future wife just because you hit a deadline. And I just am not a fan of those things. The other side of that is you're going to have to live in proximity with each other. You're going to have to figure out a way that you move to Washington, she moves to Vancouver, that you all get in the same area and get some physical proximity over a sustained period of time, where you get to see how there's some great research on disgust and relationships. One of the biggest predictors that a relationship's not going to make it is with one of the partners is disgusted by the way they move their mouth. Or like when they open their mouth, if there's like little saliva strings when they open it or something like that, there's this disgust when they see their mouth. Kelly's face is like, ew, gosh. And James just passed out on the board there. But there's something about, you got to see her. Okay. You've got to be in proximity. She's got to see you, and it's got to see how y'all operate, how you walk, how you treat people that at the grocery store, it's those human things that you've got to see that the internet just simply cannot give you. Mm-hmm. You can learn a lot about somebody, but it's generally a curated experience online. And there's nothing that you can trade for that connection. And then here's the final thing, man. That one language that I'm in love language is I know you were just saying, hey, that's the easiest way I can just say, man, I'm all in, head over heels for this young lady. And that's all good. But I want you to always remember this. Love is a choice, and it's a decision. It's a thing you do every single day. So if you decide at some point in the next year, 2 years, whatever it is, she is it. She's it. And she decides that for you. I want you to know that that's not going to be like there's not going to be a music swell and there's not going to be some James Horner like symphony playing up behind you and suddenly you're going to stand taller and you're going to have this romantic. That's just not how it works. You decide, I'm going to love you forever. And then you're going to wake up the next day and say, I'm going to love you forever. And then 4 months from then, she's going to get like a real bad virus and be sick and be thrown up. And you're going to wake up that morning and say, I'm going to love you forever. And then there's going to be days that she just walks in and takes your breath away. Just stunning. And you're going to say, I'm going to love you forever. And then there's going to be days that she comes in and you're like, I need you to leave because you are making me angry and frustrated, and I am going to love you forever. And then there's going to be days that she hits you in the head with a wiffle ball bat because you deserve it, and you're going to have to say, I'm going to love you forever. This is a daily decision every single day for the rest of your life. And so as you morph from these feelings of desire, I just want to be with you. I want to like just be connected with you for the rest of my life. As that turns into the day-to-day grind, the day-to-day safety, as you learned just each other's rhythms, I want you to then focus on cultivating desire, cultivating being in love. It's a thing you're going to tell yourself every day. It's a thing you're going to practice. And that doesn't sound sexy, and they didn't talk about that in The Notebook. They didn't talk about that in Romeo and Juliet, but it's the reality of living with somebody. So all that to say, 19, man, you won the lottery. Good for you, dude. You may just be finding someone who sees you and loves you for the first time, and high school sucks for 99.9% of people because they have to pretend and play, and it's not real, and it doesn't feel right. And so, man, I want to encourage you, lean in, dude. Go for it. At some point, you're going to have to do your Goodwill Hunting drive. You're going to have to get in an old crummy car, and you're going to have to drive across the country and move to be next to her, and y'all going to have to figure out life that way. So, brother, Radish, from Delony, Baloney to Radish, good for you. That's awesome.